In the early days of Microsoft's Surface Duo, there was a lot of talk about not just apps running on this thing in general, but apps that could span, which is to say they could be drugged to the middle and expanded across both screens. At that point, there weren't a whole lot of apps that would handle this action very well. Now, I must admit to you that personally, I almost never span apps on my Surface Duo, preferring to have two apps open at the same time. Spanning one app kind of defeated the purpose for me, but that did not stop tons and tons of people from commenting on my videos and expressing the desire for more apps to span properly on Surface Duo. And of course, with Duo being a very niche product with not a lot of people purchasing it, there was never a ton of hope that lots of app developers would properly support Surface Duo. And yet, over the years, we have noticed more and more apps that when you span them, actually work quite well on Surface Duo. And this is effectively by coincidence alone. You see, these apps are actually being updated to better support large screen devices, and when they're spanned on Duo, they basically tell that app, hey, you're on a large screen device now, and a lot of them happen to be designed in such a way that they have sort of a dual pane layout where the hinge down the middle might not be that big of an obstruction. Now, of course, this movement is being pushed into a higher gear than it once was, and that is happening because of a device like this, the Pixel Fold. With the Pixel Fold and of course the Pixel Tablet as well, Google has actually updated a ton of their own apps to better support this screen, and by total coincidence and by basically accident, they support this thing fairly well. As it turns out, the best thing that could happen for Surface Duo in 2023 was actually the Pixel Fold. So let's take a look at a handful of applications updated for the Pixel Fold that work really well on Surface Duo now. So we'll start off with one that I actually showed you in the intro of this video. This is the Google Play Store. And no, it is not quite perfect. You can see that the hinge comes down the middle and kind of cuts into this one side of an application. Let's jump into a listing here, and you can see that the downloads are being sort of blocked off, some text being lost there. But I will say it's better than nothing, right? And of course, this is designed for the Pixel Fold, and you can see how it looks on here. It's the exact same layout, it just doesn't have a hinge down the middle. And unfortunately, this thing was not designed with a perfect 50-50 split because they are using a sidebar there, and that sort of pushes everything else over. An application, though, that does work even better than that, let's make sure my volume is turned all the way down, is YouTube Music. Let's span this thing across the middle, and what you'll see here is that this screen is fairly well optimized with that nice 50-50 split looking pretty good. If we push this back down, of course, your album artwork is being cut into a little bit, but overall, more good than bad. Even the lyrics and things like that are all going to look pretty good on this particular screen. Another good one is Google Keep. This might be one of the best ones on the list because, again, perfect 50-50 split. You can jump over here and start typing. I do wish there was a way to have the keyboard only be over here, but of course this is one app, so it assumes the keyboard should span across the entire screen. But that is also how it works on the Pixel Fold as well. So very, very similar to the Pixel Fold experience with something like Google Keep. A similar experience, again, to the Pixel Fold is going to be in Google Maps. It's good on one screen, but if you span it across both, you don't really lose a whole lot down the middle. And if you were to select a location of some kind like Oak Ridge, you can see here, map on one side, details on the other. Another good one for that 50-50 split we're looking for is Gmail. If you span this, it's very similar to what we get with Microsoft's Outlook application. If we jump into an email, you've got your emails on one side, the email itself on the other. How about Google Play Books? This one is not necessarily a new update, but man, it's one that every time I go back and look at, I appreciate how good it is on this device because it's like a real book. And unlike on the Pixel Fold, you get this two-page layout no matter how you have the thing oriented. With the Pixel Fold, for whatever reason, you have to have the thing closed to about this degree before it switches to that layout, and that is extremely annoying. I do not know why that is how they've implemented it. So in some ways, this is the best experience. And one more really good one is Google Calendar. If you span this, you can jump into a calendar event. It slides over, and you can actually change the view of these, and it maintains that perfect 50-50 split. The more apps that give you this 50-50 split we're talking about, the better things are going to be, coincidentally or accidentally, for Surface Duo. So there you go, guys. Even if Microsoft isn't delivering a lot to Surface Duo, even if third-party app developers, of course, are not delivering anything to Surface Duo, as devices like the Pixel Fold get better and better support from applications, as Google continues to push app developers to update their apps to better support tablets, Surface Duo will, strangely enough, get better and better at spanning apps. Pretty cool stuff. Subscribe for more content just like this. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friend.